Alright, so we are on the verge of finishing Alan's keynote study streak, and glad to see Dr. Rashida, Dr. Aditi Bhatt, Semi Mio, someone named as Semi Mio, and few others on YouTube. We are live on YouTube and Instagram simultaneously for Alan's keynotes study streak. And the remedy that we will be discussing today is magnetis poli ambo. Now it is a proving of the magnet and what clinically observations were done by homeopaths when this remedy was known, this source was known to become a remedy, and then it was proved. One of the interesting things that we should always focus on should be that the source of the remedy should be the first thing that we should know, whether it is a plant, mineral, or animal. Over here it is magnet. Magnetis polyambo is the entire magnet that was proved by Hahnemann and later on by the subsequent provers, and the materia medica was written. What we should see next after we see the source of the remedy is that what was the commonality in the provings or clinical observations done by homeopaths. Once we understand these two aspects, it is going to be very easier for us to understand or decode any remedy, at least in its essence. We were discussing lag group of remedies yesterday, and also intermittently in between when lac and lac differitum was studied. And this time we yesterday and day before yesterday we studied lac felinum, lac vaccininum. And what we see is that lac group of remedies have this feeling of confusion, two thoughts, duality. So similarly we see in all the plants there is sensitivity, in all the animals there is a kind of a deceitful trait, revengeful trait, or malicious trait. And now when we come to magnetis polyambo, which is the magnet from the materia, from the natural sources proved in the materia medica, we are here to decode this remedy and how we will understand in practice. When you read the entire remedy, magnetis polyambo, throughout the different sections, you will see that there is we will see that there is interestingly vague sensations in this remedy, magnetis polyambo. There are vague sensations right from the mind, head, eyes, illusions of different types of objects or visual disturbances, GIT disturbances, and gastric disturbances, and also on the extremities, upper and lower. We see that this remedy, magnetis polyambo, has lot of vague sensations. It can be tingling, numbness, formication, etc., etc. So how is it that we will be able to prescribe this remedy in our clinical practice? And the idea is to understand the remedy in its form, in various expressions of the different sections, and picking out a common thread from that. Everywhere the sensations are mentioned in a kind of a vague exaggeration of the normal sensation. So glad to see Asha Homeopathy Academy, Homeopathy Matters, and a few other guys joining the Instagram live. So we are prescribing Ignatia, we are prescribing Moschus, we are prescribing Valeriana for lot of patients who are hysterical in nature. To prescribe magnetis polyambo, You just need to go and think beyond hysteria. It will be an exaggeration or deviation from exaggeration. So let us go and see the different areas in the physical body of the proving of magnetis poli ambo, about the symptoms and how it is going to help you prescribe this remedy. Magnetis poli ambo, the mind symptoms are mentioned as lot of talking to himself when he is doing his business. There is lot of purpose to do in the mind, but he actually does not do it. So this is same like magnet. He wants to attract or repel lot of things, but he actually cannot do it. Okay, so when we understand this essence of the magnet in the individual, it will become an easiest mode to prescribe the remedy magnetis poli ambo. Next you have is there is lot of hurriedness, headlessness, forgetfulness, and in fact here also you will see that he says and does something different from what he intends to do, and this is exactly the place where it should be confounding objects and ideas. Omitting letters, words, syllables. So all those patients who have dyslexia, who have ADHD can be given a thought with this remedy's prescription, and that way you will be able to prescribe magnetis poli ambo. He inclines to be angry, vehement. After he has become angry, his head aches as if he is sore, which is pretty normal for every individual to develop something on the body level. Here it is developing on the head. He is disposed to feeling vexed, and it gives him, if this gives him pain, especially a headache, as if a nail were forced to the head. So I shared with you how we are prescribing ignatia, causticum or other remedies in the hysterical patients who have similar symptoms of vague sensations. Magnetis poli ambo is exactly an exaggeration or deviation from those sensations which are mentioned. Vertigo in the evening after lying down as if he would fall, or resembling a sudden jerk through the head. When walking he staggers from time to time without feeling giddy. Objects of sight seem to be wavering. This makes him stagger when walking. So all those vague sensations of vertigo and illusions and head pain, whizzing in the head, some vague sensations in the head. When he is thinking he will have a kind of a vague feeling in the head, that will be magnetis poli ambo. They will feel they are pressed down, they will feel there is whizzing in the head, and in the face there will be coldness of the or smarting of the face with cold hands or heat in the face, and there is burning prickings in the muscles of the face in the evening, and sweating in the face early in the morning. This is one of the peculiarities I have prescribed one of the patients based upon this indication. Next you have for the eye symptoms, visual disturbances. There is white luminous vibrations or vague sensations, what they see, what they feel in the different visual appearances of the objects which magnetis poli ambo will feel. There will be twitching of the eyes or some part of the eye. Similarly, in the ear and the nose, there will be vague illusions of smell or tinnitus, which is constantly there in the ears. In the mouth, there will be metallic taste or lot of pain, which is drawing in the facial bones, especially, and especially it is happening in the evening. So, giving or coming to magnetis poli ambo, we will need to have a very deviation from, very much like a deviated symptom from the normal expression by the patient. There will be some vague sensation expressed. For example, in the Allen's keynotes, it is given that there is tearing pain in the upper jaw coming with a jerk and extending as far as the orbit. The pain consists in tearing, boring, pricking in the and burning. Next you have is bad smell from the mouth, which he does not perceive himself, but other people will recognize it. And there is excessive salivation along with this bad smell. And in the gastric system we will have irritations which taste and smell like dust, or sensation of stone when he is thinking too much. So all these things will be combination of symptoms on the physical body with the mind symptoms. Wherever you get those combinations, think of magnetis, poli, ambo. In the gastric sphere there are a lot of symptoms which are given by Ellen: flatulence, fermentation in the bowels, qualmish sensation, nausea-like sensation. There is burning in the anus, itching hemorrhoids. Itching hemorrhoids, one of the top remedies that I have prescribed is always causticum. This can become second best if it has vague sensations in the abdomen which the patient is not comfortable with, and has also blind stools after soft stools, blind hemorrhoids after soft stools. Next you have in the male sexual system, there will be vague sensations like burning in those regions, or there is swelling of epididymis, or itching or smarting feeling in the male genitalia. That is where you can think of magnetis, polyambo. And in the cough or respiratory system you will see that there is nightly cough which is aggravated by mucus in the chest, or spasmodic cough which we normally see in ossimum sanctum, justitiata thoda, or like corellum rubrum, which is there in short bouts. Next you have is in upper limbs or lower limbs, we have lot of tearings, jerkings in muscles of the arm when staying in the cold place, or shocks in the arms or the joints of the head of the bone, and prickings in the arm. And then there is vague sensations in the different parts of the legs also, especially shock, tingling, numbness, or fiery burning which is there. And sleeplessness is there for several hours in the night, as if the brain is sore, and that also with a lot of thoughts which keeps on going in the head of the patient. And what you see in general symptoms is that there is fits of fainting, palpitation of the heart and suffocation, and there is jerking all across the body, either in the eye or the upper limbs or the lower limbs. Anywhere in the body there you will see there is jerking. That's where you can think of magnetis, polyambo. And there are many symptoms on the skin which are boils on the various parts of the body, corrosive pains in the various parts below the ankle, or the wound is there which had healed but has again recurred. But in all, there will be many common symptoms in a remedy, in this remedy, like other remedies. How you will prescribe magnetis, polyambos, to wrap up, is that there will be a sensation which is as vague as never expressed even by a hysterical patient. If you have seen hysterical patients, you will land up to this remedy. Secondly is that there will be a lot of mental symptoms with the physical symptoms, and there is twitching or jerkings of single parts which should help you prescribe magnet. Overall, these sensations which are there, the vague sensations in magnetis, polyambo are there. These are deviations from the normal expression by the patient, not tingling, not numbness, but something even ahead of it. That's where you can think of this remedy. And the next few sessions we will also do the other two magnets, the north pole and the south pole, and summarize how magnet can help to be a good remedy in our homeopathic practice. So that's all from today's session, and if you have liked this video, if you found this helpful, you can drop a comment. Yes, Dr. Afjal Syed. My sessions are every day in the evening, 5 to 6 p.m. between 5 to 6 p.m. You can stay tuned on the story. It has been posted, and there are other sessions which are there in the profile. You can go through different sessions, and there are few courses which we have conducted. You can also go through those sessions and get the information, and you can DM us to know what else we are helping all homeopaths with. That's all from today's session. So glad to see everyone, and we'll be back soon with the other two magnets, the North Pole and the South Pole.